I'm such a terrible person. I didn't realize that whenever you were like argument, like sarcasm and rants. That's your brand, and I was just like, I'm not happy with my legacy.
Well, if it's all right, most of us.
It's because we do these things late at night. Like I'm already bitter from my whole day.
Like I remember saying,
I stopped being optimistic at 1 p.m., motherfucker.
I remember saying it, and then you being like, "Oh, I don't like that." I'm like, "Does he not know? Does he not know about this?"
It's not like I go into every one of these and be like, "How can I be as big a dick as possible?"
And then I'm like, "Let's talk about WWE," and you're like, "Fuck, maybe next week."
Maybe.
Welcome to Fight Boys, the show about professional and not so professional wrestling. I'm your host, the wobbly walrus of podcasting, Scottye Moore.
I am the shepherd's pie baking Blake Tanner. I was gonna add some more, but I didn't think of anything quick enough.
But I'm trying to be a better person, Dylan.
Boy, man, fucking wobbly walrus looks like he was taken straight off the set of Tusk. Like, I heard it and I was like, oh, this will be a cute little puppet. Nah, fuck. It's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen.
I mean, he is just lovely, though, right? I mean,
So this is one of those great things where, like, I've barely heard about it, like
good,
and I've decided I don't want to see it, and I feel like it's working out for me.
Glorious.
Like, I love it because it's actually making it's like it's a storyline development in the television show Firefly Funhouse, and I love it for that. And I also I hate the fact that it got spoiled. I really do, because like everyone knew Wobbly Walrus was going to be a thing, and so I was like, fuck. But Alexa Bliss is doing some fun.
Who is it supposed to be a parody of?
Who's the walrus supposed to be a parody of?
Well, he hasn't seen him, so.
Oh, okay. Well, this is an individual who has already been referred to as a walrus numerous times on television. Paul Heyman. The storyline is that Bray brought in a new friend on the Funhouse. It was something Barrett or something like that. It was like this bird that was supposed to bring happiness and joy to the Funhouse after he lost his title.
His name was Bird Lesnar.
Bird Lesnar. No, and then the bird fucking straight up stone cold died in the box, and Bray freaks out, and then the Vince puppet comes in and says, "You're about to be fired, which is why we have hired somebody to take control." And it's Wobbly Walrus, Paul Heyman.
Wobbly Walrus.
I really want to know what Bray Wyatt is taking for these segments. Like,
look, I'm telling you, one day,
just a whole fifth of absinthe. Or?
I like to think that one night, like as Bray was going to sleep at 2 a.m., he just receives a random text, and it just says, "From Matt Walrus."
Heyman equals walrus.
Yeah, I one day I really do want Bray to become part of like the part of me wants him to become part of the creative team, and then the other part of me is like, man, fucking all of it's gonna get real crazy. It's gonna get really, really crazy if it does.
I would be there for it.
Well, I mean, AEW has cornered the market on realism, like more realistic way of approaching things. So like WWE is just gonna have to like go buck wild the other direction.
Yeah, and then I like IRS, who I think also recently, no, he got let go in April, didn't he?
I think it was further back.
Yeah. Well, he got.
Did we make a tax season joke? If we did, missed opportunity.
But he got interviewed and he was like, "Man, Bray's a creative mind. He's so intelligent, but Bo's a much better worker." And I was like, "This is not the news I expected. This is not what I expected coming out of IRS." And then I remembered NXT Bo Dallas and went, "Oh yeah, that's right."
God, it is. How long has it been since I saw Bo Dallas on my screen?
Yeah.
It was earlier this year because the B team like had a match. It was like early in the year.
Wow. Yeah. Although this year has been 5 calendar years, so
Yeah.
Going on 6.
Yep, no, there's nothing. Like, I was hoping his Wikipedia would be like, well, this is what happened. No, there's absolutely nothing. All it says is, like, in 2020, the B team quietly disbanded after Curtis Axel was released.
mhm.
I don't think it was a disbanding. I don't think it was like a, hey, man, I think we should give this up.
It was more like forced.
Yeah.
I really want Axel and I hate to say this, Ryback to meet back up because their last promo beforehand was like, yeah, we'll get back together. Yeah, and probably lose. And then they like hit the high five. Perfect. Better than perfect. And I was like, that was more charisma than you gave those guys their whole run. What?
You gave it to them while they were breaking up. You fucking assholes.
In SmackDown news, Sheamus is slowly actually getting over with me because he's now just becoming Brad Pitt in Snatch, and I fucking love it. Like, he just comes out in a fedora and like a wife beater and a big furry coat. It's like, I'll fucking fight anybody. Okay, you know what? I got it now. I'm down with this now.
Well, which is what Sheamus always needed to be.
Yeah. He focused, he's kind of like Triple H. He focused too hard in mythology, and now that he's focusing in like something that's really identifiable and not like a tryhard who loves anime too much, now I dig it.
Fuck off.
To be fair, we can't prove that it was Sheamus who focused too hard in that.
Yeah.
Well, no, he did. I'm pretty sure he did design his own King of the Ring gear.
Oh, that's oh fuck.
Yeah.
That might be the award-winning worst King of the Ring gear ever.
And listen, as somebody who fixates on mythology behind the background of a lot of his characters, I can understand how it breaks bad.
Yeah. Let's see. Miz and Morrison now have basically become Team Rocket, and that makes me very, very happy. Because we established...
Listen, Miz, fine, but Morrison deserves better than this.
It's still so bizarre to me that during their entrance, Miz does his fucking bird head movement, like mohawk movement that he did back in like 2008. And I'm like, Miz, you need to evolve a little bit. Morrison still looks cool in the year of our Lord 2020, but you need to just fucking do your hand raised or whatever. But the mohawk thing is so dumb.
Yeah, I actually liked when Miz did his hand raise thing. I think that's iconic enough to him that it's like, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we...
Although Funky Rooster coming in is fun.
But yeah, I can't remember if we only talked about it in chat, but of course last week, Morrison stole the Money in the Bank briefcase, at which point Otis was like, don't worry, Tucky. It's not in the briefcase. It's in my lunchbox. And then, of course, they opened the briefcase, and there was just sandwiches in it. Cut to this week on SmackDown, where The Miz, learning his lesson, steals the lunchbox, and they run backstage, and then Otis goes, don't worry, Tucky. They stole the wrong lunchbox. Then opens the Money in the Bank briefcase, which has another lunchbox in it. It is full on Looney Tunes bullshit going on between those two teams now, and I'm just childish enough to love it.
Is it just me, or is Heavy Machinery just Tucker and Dale versus Evil at this point?
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, their female companion got traded to Raw thanks to The Miz, which I actually liked. At least there was a storyline reason for it.
Also, why are we getting rid of wrestlers from SmackDown? Female wrestlers from SmackDown?
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure the last time I checked, their women's roster was a mite bit thin.
Ah, no.
It's like 4 people.
We need Bayley and Sasha, and that's it. That can take us all the way to WrestleMania at this point.
When's Becky coming back?
That's good, because that's all you got.
Honestly, how long does it take to have a baby?
Yeah, it's quite a long time. It's Bayley, Sasha, Naomi, Lacey, who makes me mad every time she's on my screen, and I don't know why. And
Natalia?
Oh, Alexa and Nikki. So you got some fun stuff there. Natalya is on Raw because she's doing a weird angle with Lana right now. I think honestly they just need to like have one women's title and like let that go between divisions because it's spread so thin right now.
I mean, that's how it originally was back whenever there was also the original Universal WWE Undisputed Championship.
Yeah, because at this point, like, if you can't keep your rosters balanced, what the fuck's going on? Sasha was in the Mandalorian trailer.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
This is the boss's way. And I also, Roman's heel run is now slowly becoming one of my favorite heel runs of all time because they are playing entirely off of Roman's babyface run to do it. Because they did a match at the end of the show, and it was Jay teaming with Roman versus Corbin and Sheamus, I believe. And Roman did not come out. Roman basically let Jay get beat to shit, and then came in at the last minute, got a tag, hit a spear, and got the victory. And Michael Cole said the exact phrase that defines his career, which is, Roman shows up and wins! And that's what it's going to be, and I fucking love it.
Which makes me very interested to see how their pay-per-view match goes, since there's only 2 people involved. So you can't really just show up at the last minute.
Now, what if Roman does just show up, spear, win?
Yeah, or do the John Cena, which is let Jay get the shit, like beat the shit out of Roman, and then just hit a spear out of nowhere and get the victory. Because that would still get very good heel heat, and it would be kind of meta heel heat, but it would be fun.
I mean, I would watch it.
I don't know, man. I haven't heard the words Roman Reigns and fun used in the same sentence since WrestleMania 31.
Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Wasn't the Survivor Series was... No, wait.
I was referring to the WrestleMania. I think it was actually WrestleMania 32, where Seth Rollins cashed in. That was the last time Roman Reigns and the word "fun" were used in the same sentence.
Well, hold on, it's worse because it was 31, but the sentence was Brock and Roman was a slog, but Seth cashing in was fun. Like the fun had to come in after a very big butt in the conversation.
Yeah, the fun came in to end it, which honestly, it just goes to show just how much an ending can affect something.
Yeah.
Look at the WrestleMania I went to.
Or a lot of WrestleManias after 31.
Oh God, what happened to you, WWE? What happened to you?
Even when there was an ending that I liked, which was Becky winning, it was still not what I'd call fun because I was exhausted.
I'll be honest,
because it was 1 a.m.
The most fun I've had at a WrestleMania was probably this year's, and there wasn't even a crowd for it.
God, yeah.
It's because you were drunk.
I wasn't drunk this year for Mania. I might have been very high during Edge Orton, and that might be why I went to sleep during it. But otherwise, it was a fun show.
It's because you took a nap.
Yeah.
That really helps with these 7-hour WrestleManias.
At this point, they're going to need to put in a nap match instead of like a piss break match.
Yeah. On to Raw.
It'll still be a women's match.
Yeah. On to Raw. Mickie James is so fucking good at wrestling that the referee thought she got shoot injured at the end of that Asuka match. And my favorite shot is right after the ref calls for the bell, you see Mickey's face trapped in the Asuka lock, and her eyes are wide, just dumbfounded, staring at the referee, but Asuka's still holding on to the hold. So you just see Mickie like, what the fuck was that? What the bell rang?
Yeah, so what exactly happened? Because I didn't see this one.
So the official, or the guys in the back, thought that she was legit out, not on her feet, but they're out cold.
Yeah.
And they called the ref to call for the bell.
I heard that they thought...
So she fooled Vince McMahon.
I heard they thought the shoulder was injured, is what I heard.
Yeah. I think she's dislocated in the past, so she has some, like, additional room on it, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is that how dislocations work?
I mean, if it's not fully attached all the way, it can partially come out.
Yeah. But yeah, the Asuka had her in the lock. Mickey rolls it into a pinfall, and then the bell just fucking rings as Asuka. I assume the finish was supposed to be roll up, so you get that false. Oh, she might actually roll her up. Then just flip back around, wrench on the Asuka lock even tighter, and then tap. Instead, the ref just said, "She's dead! Quit! She's already dead!"
Oh God, no, stop!
No. She's not dead until Asuka finishes the cattle mutilation, like, variant.
Yeah.
Then she's dead.
So she's not dead until Asuka says she's dead.
Yes, correct.
Let's see. Mandy got traded, which whatever. I loved her fucking Word document promo where she just referred to The Miz as, "You bastard! You bastard! Why would you do this?
How dare you keep me away from Otis?
Mm-hmm.
Otis-kun, no!"
And now the last greatest part of Raw. And Dylan, would you like to cover Kevin Owens' banana enthusiasm?
So great. He was getting interviewed after his match with Aleister Black. One, he comes in a rolling chair, just eating in a banana. It's just like, then he just starts talking about, like, you know, a really good banana. You know, it's just a little. He goes on like 30 seconds, and then he like finishes it. He tries to roll back, and he's just like, there's nowhere to go, and he just gets out of the chair, walks forward out of camera shot.
It's just.
But Sami Zayn tweeted, he was like, yeah, he would just talk about bananas at the weirdest part. And Kevin retweeted, what's so weird about talking about it when stuck in traffic, boarding a plane to Shanghai at midnight before important matches? What about those are odd times to discuss bananas?
I would love, like, a conversation about their friendship where, like, Kevin is talking about, yeah, you know, Sammy's kind of neurotic, so we kind of deal with that a little bit. And then Sammy just looks at him, bitch, you talk about bananas too much. You have a sexual fixation with bananas, Kev.
I want a shot of, like, both of them covered in blood after the fight without honor at Final Battle. Both of them covered in blood, and Kevin's just eating a banana and talking about how good it is.
Yeah, think about how much big dick energy it takes to just do, like, to make your entrance walking in a rolling chair. Because I do that in my office all the time, like, when we were back in the office before I started working from home. If somebody called me to, like, do an IT thing, I would just bop up in there in my rolling chair because I knew that I was going to be at their computer. So it's just like, all right, give me a sec. It feels like you have control in that situation.
The other part I really liked is he was like, you know, Aleister Black's going to be like, oh, flashing lights, like, what? Why is he afraid of the dark? He spent all that time in, what was that, a room, a warehouse? Did he put, like, additional things in there just to make it look weirder? Yeah. Like, where was this, an attic?
And the best part was when he was straight up like, you for a year asked everyone to come knock on your door and ask for a fight. No one cared to. No one cared enough to say, hey, let's fight. But yeah, that was the thing. And now Alistair's trying to prove that he's part of Retribution because of that. Which, okay, that's going to be a fun thing. Although, once again, it's still the same 5 people. It's Mia Yim, it's Mercedes.
Well, yeah. Actually, here, let's talk about... wait, hold on, let me make sure you didn't put that as your...
No. I don't want to talk about Retribution that much because it's basically the same thing.
You want to talk about the Hurt Business?
The Hurt Business going after
the Hurt Business coming out looking like ballers and then fighting 80 to 1, 80 to 4. Bobby Lashley just coming down in like a waistcoat. He's just like, I guess this is what's happening. The Destroyer is back.
And then of course fucking Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre with double massive sentons that sent an earthquake through the entire Orlando metro. I'm surprised Dylan's still here because that earthquake shattered a few houses, I heard.
Mm-hmm. Windows all across the state too. It helped sink Florida a little bit more, which honestly I'm happy for.
Adam Pearce is apparently in charge of shit, which even Drew McIntyre questioned. Who put you in charge?
Yeah. I like seeing you on my TV, Adam, but you're a 6-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Why are you now this?
What happened?
You used to wear like a Jerry the King Lawler type getup. I can't take you seriously.
Yeah. Is there NXT news? Because like
Io Shirai may have like inadvertently broken Shotzi Blackheart's ribs by once again not doing the moonsault 100% right.
I didn't see this.
Shotzi was too far away and like she just got legs to it, which granted looked more brutal than if you take it normally. But that's like the third time.
Yeah.
If you look at the Mae Young Classic, potentially the sixth time that she hasn't done it fully right. I don't know if you remember her almost like KOing Rhea in that triple threat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Outside of that, apparently literally everyone in NXT, if you interview them, are like, hey, who would you like to wrestle from the main roster? Everyone wants to fight Orton. And you know what? I want it to happen. In fact, I'd love if Keith Lee like beat him in a match and was like, now you have to go to NXT. And we just get to see Orton in NXT for a while.
He would be so insulted that he wouldn't do anything. He would just run out in the middle of matches and RKO people and then run off. And then he would just do it in like loops and like be like, this important, god damn it, Orton once again with an RKO out of nowhere. Oh, and to the referee as well, and to William Regal on the stage.
Oh, he wasn't cleared to take that kind of bump.
My God, Karrion Kross is returned. Oh, he got RKO. All right, well.
Wade Barrett got signed to NXT, so he's a permanent fixture. That's
that
nice.
Makes me happy.
I'm very happy for that. Yes,
I don't know if he'd be interested in an in-ring return, but I hope this leads to an in-ring return.
He was doing a little bit in NWA, but I don't know if they'll let him. Which is a shame because in NXT you need like one good veteran, like to just come in and be, because like people watching NXT, like if they're NWA fans, they know Wade Barrett.
Right.
The Barrett barrage is still real.
Oh yeah, like I would love to see him like in the ring again because he was on his way out when I started to get into wrestling. Actually, when I first started watching wrestling, I think was when he had a really serious injury. So,
but which time?
Yes.
Hey, bud, you got to enjoy the League of Nations. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he didn't get to enjoy Cosmic King. Wade Barrett.
I did. Yeah. Cosmic King was really good, though, so I'll give you that.
I actually think that might be one of me and Blake's first predictions that we ever went back and forth on was who's going to win King of the Ring that year. And I was like, it's got to be Barrett. Barrett's doing it.
Yeah, you were Barrett. I was Neville.
Yeah, but general news, apparently WWE is going to just change every fucking name they can. Like, if you got your real ass name, motherfucker, you about to lose it. AJ Styles going to come out as like Greg Jones next week or some shit. Because if they don't own it, they ain't going to fucking because Babatunde is now, what's his new name? Big Boy Sam?
Yeah, it's Big Boy Sam. BBS.
That's going to be very awkward considering Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and Roderick Strong all own their names and are now household names thanks to NXT.
Well, this has got to be like the next evolution of Vince said, you can't do third-party shit. And then everyone was like, no, we're going to keep doing it. We own your names. No, you don't. Well, we're gonna.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for Chugs, Guitar Man, Sammy Salmon, and the fourth one to debut on the Raw roster.
The fourth one.
Poor Roderick just becomes the fourth one.
Let's be honest, Roderick was always the fourth one.
Oh no, he'd be Shitty Boots. That would be his name. Shitty
Boots. Shitty little boots.
Shitty little boots.
I don't know why I was about to be like, no, it's gotta be Shitty Boots because it has to remain PG. Wait, fuck, no, that would be Little Boots. Damn it. On to AEW, thank God.
You can't say the word little on television.
You can as long as it's a fucking segue into a better, like, segment.
You can't call little people that on TV. There could be a parade of midgets outside of this building as soon as it's said. And I said, promise?
God damn it.
Fuck. I'm very happy AEW fixed the Matt Sydal spot so quickly by being like, you know what? That was storyline. Matt Sydal versus Michael Nakazawa. It's a new storyline we're doing.
I'm sorry, it was literally my fault. What do you mean? I put baby oil on the turnbuckle. I wanted you to fall and break your neck.
I tried.
Dude, what the? Are you insane? That is the most psycho thing ever. And Michael Nakazawa looks in the camera. Run.
I wanted to murder you. I want you to die.
MJF is looking for a stable now, which I kind of hope now that he's in the Horseman stable, but also like they may do something with Inner Circle because they're running like, well, they're doing so much fun shit with him and Jericho. Like they did that promo after All Out where they're just looking at each other like, I respect you so much, man. You're fantastic. No, man, you're fantastic. And they're both trying to one up each other in compliments. And then afterwards they just said, you know what? Have a good day. And then like elbow bumped and walked away. And at the exact same time, that guy's a loser. And then on the day they broke 1 million, MJF and Jericho at the exact same fucking moment tweeted, "You're welcome."
The thing is that everybody's upset that Spears would be in the Four Horsemen, and I'm just like, why? He's not bad in any regard. Like, especially now that he has the black glove where he just hits people like with a palm strike with like a piece of Kevlar.
Yeah, I think he's grown so much.
Yeah, but everybody just sees him still as Ty Dillinger, and they're just like, no, put Wardlow. And it's like, Wardlow's going face. I need you to understand that there has to be another big man face other than Luchasaurus.
Well, Will Hobbs finally.
No. Mr. Brody's a face. What are you talking about? He's great.
He's great. Evil Uno says love. Love Mr. Brody.
Love Mr. Brody.
Oh, fuck. Will Hobbs. I'm sorry, Will Hobbs in approximately like 2 weeks became like a top guy in AEW, and it was perfectly natural because like I don't even know if storyline wise Moxley had prepared to have Hobbs on his team. I genuinely think like Tony told him, you need 2 guys. Moxley went out to the ring, then got jumped, and then Hobbs protected him, which was a badass move, and Mox just went, fuck it, he's on my team. And you know what? Hey, Darby, I know you're watching. Fuck it, we're cool. Come on, let's go.
It's like, listen, I know you want to kill me, but you got to go through them first.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The thing is that Will Hobbs at one point last month jobbed out to Orange Cassidy in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah. Can we discuss the fact that Orange Cassidy's getting a TNT title shot next week, too, by the way?
Can we discuss the fact that Orange Cassidy is going to die?
Well, he is. I've actually looked it up. He's part of the group known as Everybody. And from what I've learned from... God,
that was actually good. Fuck, I can't... That's so rare. That was actually good.
It's not when you consider that I forgot Brody was TNT champion and I thought it was Lance Archer he was fighting. Now it's bad.
God damn.
Gotta bring it back down.
Yeah. JR was on a shot of brandy and it was equally the best and worst episode of all time because he puts mint in a Moscow Mule and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it became JR's cooking show, which was very bizarre because like it's usually Brandy being like, we're making mac and cheese. Just fucking throw some cheese and some noodles in a pot. I don't know. Instead, it's JR like, what you're gonna want to do? You're gonna want to chop up some onions, and you're gonna want to go over here, get you green, yellow, and red bell peppers because it's gonna add some color to the dish. And I like having a little bit of color in my dish right there.
That sounds amazing. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I want this.
I thought you meant the impression, and I was very afraid because I was like, that just happened. I got possessed by the spirit of JR. And near the end, JR, this is when it started turning back around into a good episode, is when JR looks directly down the camera. Is like, let me tell you something. When I lost my wife like 3 years ago, because he discussed that like 3 times in the episode. When I lost her, I realized you can't focus on the negative. I cut a lot of negative people out of my life in the past 3 years. Let me tell you something right now. I didn't do it on Twitter or any like big deal like that. I just let them go. And people say, well, you need these people in your life. Well, I need my mental health is what I need. And I'm like, JR, this is a shot of brandy. What are you doing?
I love that though.
He's big leaguing her. Okay? And I'm here for it.
What I've got right here is a bottle of JR's barbecue sauce. It's my mother's recipe. And then also I have Chipotle ketchup and spicy JR's You went through all the barbecue sauces he produces as well.
I just want, like...
Listen, man, you gotta get your shit in.
Yeah. Does JR still do his podcast? Because I remember listening to his podcast because he would go off on shit like that.
Yeah, no, it's still there.
Okay. I need to listen to it again because, like, I've forgotten just, like, JR's not great on commentary anymore. But, like, this I could get behind.
Yeah, I definitely could see that.
He could have his own show, and we call it JR's Sauce Section.
Yes. And now the best part of AEW, Kenny and Paige, and I'm happy they're slow building it. I really am, because at first I was like, is Kenny just gonna beat the shit out of Paige at the end of this match? But it was really well done because it was a surprisingly good match between Kazarian and Adam Page. So I don't know. Okay.
I don't know what part of that is surprising. That the 22-year veteran could have a match, or that like the future star of the company could have a match. Which part of that was really surprising to you? It's almost like they hired good wrestlers.
There was a moment where Kaz like had him dead to rights, went for the pin, Adam kicks out, and Kenny on commentary went, "Oh, that's that's usually the part where I would come in and I would save him, and he did it on his own. Wow." And it's Kenny realizing like, fuck, he's actually a good wrestler. Shit. And it was such a good...
Shit, I wasn't carrying him for the last 9 months.
Yeah. It was very, very good. And then there was, of course, stuff like, we were told that this was going to be... I can't stop doing JR now. We were told this was supposed to be a tag team match between you and... Hangman and then SCU, and you declined the match. And Kenny was like, yeah, I'm not a tag team wrestler anymore. And I'm like, also, then why the fuck are you here? I just wanted to be on the show. Kenny Omega.
Listen, I gotta get my shit in too, and I feel like I needed to big league him.
Successful.
And then
I saw what you did on Shot of Brandy, JR, and I wanted to feel that power.
I really want to see Kenny on a shot of brandy, and it's just him drinking lemonade.
Yeah.
While Brandy gets progressively more drunk.
She drinks what she makes for Kenny and is just gone by the end of it. And then the end of the match where I was like, Kenny might attack, but also that'd be a weird spot to do this. Kenny, almost like you're seeing your ex in public, is looking in the ring at Adam like, okay, he's not looking this way. He's not looking this way, and sneaks out. And it's quite possibly the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen on television, as Hangman Page looks up at Kenny expectantly, like, did I do good? And then doesn't see Kenny, and then just goes, fuck it, throw me a beer, and just starts chugging booze in the ring. And I was like, oh, I forgot this was an emotional element to this storyline, and not just a fun goof they have about Hangman. Oh no!
Alcoholism isn't a joke, Scottye.
Well, he's at the point of like, if Steve Austin had feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a few too many.
Also, the Young Bucks are actually big leaguing people. That is their gimmick now. Because they double super kicked a ref and then threw a stack of $10,000 at Tony Khan backstage.
which Tony threw in his vault with 5 million other $10,000 stacks.
And then the part I liked most about that was FTR was just like, "Oh, you guys gonna cry?" You get like they were jaw jacking, and I was just like, build towards it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my favorite, I can't remember which one it was, but they kept saying like, "Oh, is the Elite okay? How's the Elite doing?" And I'm like, you don't ooh-woo the Young Bucks at this point, guy.
Actually, keep doing that.
Keep doing that.
I love it because like I guess the Bucks just weren't booked that day, and they were like, Tony was like, "Well,
the books weren't booked."
The books weren't booked, and Tony said, "We got to continue this storyline." Hey, guys, can you just go out there and kick the shit out of P-Dog real quick and then come backstage and throw some money at me? And
we need something that Scottye can be happy about, and he loves it when people beat the shit out of P-Dog.
Hey, P! Hey, P, come over here. I got something for you. I need you to do something for me.
They actually said that in the ring. That's why he was like, "What's happening?"
I'll owe you one.
Insert Alex Marvez noise here.
Do you guys know what I love more than people kicking the shit out of P-Dog?
Our patrons?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But directly after that.
It's patreon.com/AloadofBS, the website where you can support the Fight Boys and get access to exclusive content like Wrestling History X, the show where we take deep dives into some of our favorite moments in the history of pro wrestling. Blake's done an episode on Daniel Bryan. I've done one on CM Punk. Dylan did one on Kenny Omega. We really took care of our 3 faves there. And I'm going to be doing one on John Cena's United States title run, aka the thing that saved John Cena's career. And you can find that and loads of other content at patreon.com/AloadofBS. Now, unfortunately, despite my best efforts, we did not get blocked by Lance Storm earlier today. So who are we tweeting?
I don't know. You want to tweet at Zach?
Dylan, there are a lot of Zachs in professional wrestling.
ZSJ?
Oh, yeah, we can do that. He's not he's one of the few British people who aren't problematic.
Yeah. I mean, he is, but only for the Conservative Party.
Oh, okay. Yo, at Zack Sabre Jr.
Good luck on continuing your streak as the hashtag pretty boy killer in New Japan during the G1.
Okay. Fuck, man, that G1, we're gonna get into it later, but it's a lot. It is a lot to go through. Hashtag ZSJ watch. We're still not watching any of these people anymore. Chuck Taylor tried and then failed. And speaking of Chuck Taylor, why don't we get into our heels and baby faces of the week? It's gonna be a while till we get to Chuck. So, would you like to start with your heel, Dylan?
Yes. Hold on one second. Yes. So, despite the fact that it was left off the last two pay-per-views, the Intercontinental Championship, despite being the third most important championship in the WWE, cannot be taken seriously even on its own show.
When was the last time the IC title was taken seriously?
Before it got redesigned.
Yeah.
The moment it got redesigned, it all went downhill.
Yeah. Even before then, though, like, it took a long time for it to be taken seriously, period. Because I remember there was
the feud between Lashley. When Lashley had it, it was kind of important.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
I think that, yeah. They tried.
I'm looking at all of the reigns right now, and I'm like, Finn Balor, he didn't make it. It felt like a step down for him. Lashley, Ambrose, maybe?
Kevin, definitely.
Yeah, I think KO might be it. That might be the last time it was like, fuck yeah.
That was 3 years ago.
Ziggler and Miz, anytime either of them have it, they really elevate it. But outside of that, like, I feel like too many people don't remember it's the third title, and they think it's a step down, and that's what happens to it just about every single time.
Because it's supposed to be it's supposed to be a step up, and they always treat it as a step down because it's kind of like supposed to be the IC title in New Japan, where it's just like, this person isn't quite good enough to be the champion, but they are very, very good. They are right on the cusp. And instead, it's used as a consolation prize in the WWE. That
I liked when it was the workhorse title. It was this is where the good match is going to be title. Like, fucking, I mean, that's what Macho Man and Steamboat established it as. That's
what KO and Ambrose did with it.
Yeah. This is the one that's going to give you a good match, and then there's the World Heavyweight Championship, which is going to be a man getting thrown around for a few seconds.
That just breaks my heart, remembering, like, when Bryan won it after he came back from injury and then got injured again, and he was talking about, like, man, we were going to each go off on each brand. It was going to be me and Cena. He had the US, I had the IC. We're going to build those motherfuckers up, and then we were going to fight each other.
Yeah. It's just, with me, I like Sami Zayn's inclusion in this storyline. I don't like the fact that instead of playing it for, oh yeah, he's right, he never got defeated for that title, and he didn't defend it because of COVID-19. They're like, no, Sami Zayn selfishly left the company. And I'm like, no, fuck you. He still was never defeated for the title. He still was never beaten. Treat him with put some respect on his name. He beat Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
Right. Oh, Jesus.
So, like, and because with Jeff and AJ, they both seem like they're treating it like a step down. And it did feel weird to me that on both SmackDown and AEW, there was a segment with a Hardy Boy laid out on the ground, beaten with his legs broken.
Maybe they coordinated.
Not the luckiest man on earth tonight, are you?
Yeah. Now on to my heel of the week, and it's Bayley, because we've been waiting for months for this, and how quickly Bayley dropped the ball. And it's not Bayley's fault. This is 100% a writing team fault, because it started off actually pretty interesting with Bayley bringing out the chair she used to beat down Sasha, coming in the ring, sitting in it, and then basically laying it all out on the table and saying, I know what you've been doing. You were using me all of these months to get these belts, to get these titles. And I was like, this is interesting. If Bayley plays a kind of psycho conspiracy nut heel who was basically afraid of Sasha and said, I'm gonna do it before you do it. Instead, she then stood up and was like, but I've been using you, Sasha. That's right. I used you. And because of that, I realized your usefulness had worn out last week. And I'm like, fuck. We've seen this a million times. We've seen it a million times, and it's not interesting. But you know what it is? Is if Bayley was just a psycho scared of everyone trying to cost her shit.
God, that would be fun, because it's like, I feel like this angle is trying too hard to make it seem like they're trying to outwit each other, when sometimes you just need to have one of them go completely insane.
Yeah. Well, it's not even a matter of like going insane. Like, it's ultimate paranoia of, you could even pull on NXT. You could pull on, I remember NXT, and I remember the battles we went through, and I remember what you did to me back then, Sasha. And because of that, so it's she still plays into the role model gimmick, because then she's like, why the fuck are you guys booing me? I'm right. Tell me you guys didn't think Sasha was ever going to turn on me.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really love it. I really loved that concept. And then I may do a how to fix Bayley Sasha at this point.
Is that just your new thing? Is that you just can't let sleeping dogs lie?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah,
I feel so sorry for your wife. You're probably bringing up shit from like fall of 2017 or some shit.
Oh, yeah, no. It's like 2 a.m. She's got to be up for work in 2 hours. And the whole time I'm like, Sheamus shouldn't have been trying to beat down Sandow. He should have been outsmarting him. It would have been a better storyline. No.
He'll do it too. I've seen it.
I'm still mad about that storyline. It is possibly my least. That one, or maybe Sheamus versus Alberto, where the babyface stole a man's car.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Now on to a bit of an interesting Because Blake, you've not brought a heel or a babyface. You've brought a tweener this week, essentially.
Yes. Actually, can we save mine for the very end? Because I think that it fits in really well with our closing discussion this week.
Yeah. All right. Well, my babyface of the week, if we're just gonna skip ahead to that, is motherfucking Eddie Kingston.
Are we just taking this in like weeks? I feel like we have to retire him now. He's made it to 3 weeks in a row. It's like how we can't talk about Cody more than once every couple of months.
Oh, or the fact that Seth has been retired forever now.
He's on the Hall of Fame of heels, yeah. Well, Kingston might make it to the Hall of Babyfaces at this point because, like, well, firstly, Being the Elite opened with Kingston cutting a promo on a cookie. And it started, what I read is they were making fun of promo classes in NXT, and I'm like, the parody went away very quickly, and it just became a genuine good Eddie Kingston promo. And like, very quickly, Eddie was like, I know this is supposed to be a joke, y'all, but this cookie is making me emotional right now.
Yep.
My favorite part of that is he ends the promo, and Matt's just like, yeah, that's it. they're just like, well, this is over. Way to ruin it, Eddie.
All right, we can't do this bit again.
Yeah,
Eddie.
Unless it becomes Eddie Kingston cuts a promo on a thing,
on an inanimate object.
Yeah. So that happened. I listened to his AEW Unrestricted, which we talked about last week, but him and Tony Schiavone are my favorite duo in all of All Elite Wrestling. Like, the end of it, he was just like, I said earlier that it was my mother that was the reason I signed with AEW, but really, it was just because I wanted to fuck with Tony a lot more. Like, that was one part. And then earlier, Tony was like, yeah, all of these indie guys who come in, I like to fuck with them and go into the locker room right before their match and say, hey, don't fuck up tonight. And he goes, I can't repeat what you said, but you shot back very quick towards me. Meanwhile, Warhorse was just like, yes, sir, I won't. I felt
yes, sir.
So bad.
I'll be okay.
Yeah, I felt so bad for Warhorse.
Even Eddie was like, oh, poor guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, bud.
And then, of course, this week, the ultimate I got 3 points promo where he was like, a lot of family like to bond by going to Disney World or some shit. We bond through violence, and then just sits up on the turnbuckle and lets everyone beat the shit out of people around them and just shoot commentary on the ring apron. And it was phenomenal.
Oh, did you like how that felt?
Yeah, you like how that felt? Oop, dropped you on your head. Bam. And then, of course, finally ended it by fixing a storyline by saying, you know what? We are a family. We're not a faction. And, hey, Butcher. And I went, oh, no. They're going to do it. I'm going to need you to get your family in order now.
Blade, not Butcher. Don't bring the big man with the mustache into this.
I don't know.
Do you think that Eddie Kingston is everything Enzo Amore ever should have been in wrestling?
Yes.
No. Eddie Kingston once, he was once on that in WXW in Germany, and they went to Chernobyl, and Eddie Kingston took a shit in the woods, and it grew up and became Enzo Amore.
Listen, man, Enzo Amore will give you the plunger out of his bathroom. He is a good man.
I still can't believe we were there for that moment.
Oh, fuck. Okay, Dylan, who's your babyface of the week?
Speaking of AEW Unrestricted, this week they had my favorite tag team in AEW, the Best Friends. Dun, dun, dun. Still slaps. Y'all were so wrong last year. It was the best scene thong.
Scene thong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flubs you have, and this is where you're gonna try to draw the line.
You should have heard fucking
punk.
You should have heard this week's fucking JWF, dude.
I can imagine.
We were getting it.
Yeah.
On the flubs.
Theme song. But yeah, no, they were talking to them on that. But they just had a killer week. They had a great match on Dark, vicious baby faces. They were just beating the shit out of people. They have the move now where Chuck will like throw somebody and then Trent will just come around the corner and spear the shit out of them.
Oh, fuck.
And their new finisher is pile driver, throw them back, second pile driver.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
They were like strong zero is not brutal enough. Double pile driver. You mean like both of you? No, back to back.
I also love how Sue has become their getaway driver.
Oh, it's not even that. I don't know which one to talk about first. The street. We'll start with we'll start with the street fight. So the street fight, I only saw the last 5 minutes of it that they put online, and then clips. But the fact that everyone is saying it's the best street fight either they've ever seen or possibly ever is not a hyperbole, because like the things I've seen, like where Ortiz, they trapped him under a car hood, and then Chuck did a senton onto that car hood from the top of the car, or when Santana suplexed Chuck onto the hood or the roof of another car, and Ortiz did, and then Santana did a splash from a truck onto the top of that car. Or when Orange Cassidy popped out of a trunk and hit an orange punch while having a chain wrapped around his hand. Or I can keep going. It doesn't get any worse.
There was a moment near the end where I was staring and going, because like Santana and Ortiz definitely had their big heel heat moment of, damn it, they're gonna win. This sucks. And I did have a moment in my mind where I went, is Sue about to hit one of them with a car? Because like I could have seen that happening, but the Orange Cassidy punch was just as good.
By the way, somebody pointed this out. Chuck, they were like, Chuck, with the last of it is energy, pops the trunk on the key fob. And that's what lets Orange Cassidy out, and I was like, the continuity of that. Beautiful.
That's great.
God, that's perfect.
But anyway, their unrestricted was great. They were asked a bunch of questions like, what was your bonding moment? We were in China for a Vol for 10 days, and Greg and I had just both been dumped, and we were just sad boys in China.
I'm listening to that right after this now.
It's so great. People ask like 5 questions about Sue, and Operator was like, we should just get Sue on here. Also, when she flipped off Santana Ortiz after driving them off in their van.
I just want to see the video release of Sad Boys in China now.
I know. Fun fact, Trent owes Chuck Taylor thousands upon thousands of dollars.
The fuck?
Because the pro wrestling tees for the Best Friends is deposited only to Trent, and he's never paid Dustin. And you need to understand, now that they're in AEW, that is thousands upon thousands of dollars that Trent is keeping from Chuck Taylor.
I love that.
So, listen,
I also love.
You are benefiting from that money because that money bought this van.
Yeah, and I love how I do love how I think it might have been, it wasn't Grayson. I think it was John Silver retweeted Sue flipping them off, and John Silver retweeted it and said, "I taught her that."
I love John Silver.
I wish my mom was that cool.
Being the Dark Order needs to be a thing.
Yes.
Sponsored by Chili's.
All right, Blakey T. Unprecedented in the history of this show. Who's your tweener?
Listen, let me start with my babyface for the week. And I'm going to start with the introduction. Guys, it's G1 season.
It is G1
season.
We've
done it. We've already filled in our pick'ems on Reddit. We have gone through the spreadsheets. We have seen the schedule. And there is nothing that I love more in a G1 season than my good friend right here, the almighty quarter.
Now, do you save the same quarter each year? I'm kind of curious about this.
I do. I keep it. There is a mask that you may or may not have seen, like a
creepy mask. Yeah, no, I've seen
like
it.
A kabuki mask.
Your creepy Oscar mask. Yeah,
but that thing has a mouth that you could slide a small object into, and that is where my prediction quarter goes.
No.
It is, you should see it. It is like a fucking Two-Face quarter, because one day I just found a quarter that somebody had just written on Sharpie on one side. And so I took that and I knew that was going to be it. And this is the quarter that saw me through my prediction series, that saw me through the G1, and that told me fucking Okada was only going to lose one match in A block.
Who to?
Jay White.
Yeah, Jay.
And I love this thing because it makes predicting so much easier. It takes New Japan from this extremely complicated web of intricate, wonderful storylines and distills it down into a fucking, alright, yeah, Jeff Cobb's gonna lose. And that is why my babyface is the almighty quarter. Now onto my heel. This fucking quarter that told me Yoshihashi was gonna win 6 matches.
Man, I know. I was worried, Scotty, after you told me that Okada was only gonna lose one match. I'm really glad that that fear has been quelled.
No,
I mean, I gave Yoshihashi 4. I gave him a solid 4 in there.
I gave him 1.
What?
I'm gonna be honest.
I couldn't figure out who he was gonna win to, so I just had him lose to everyone but Yano.
And I'm gonna be honest. A block, like I said, that was almost completely like the quarter. There were a couple that I changed around afterwards. I left Okada. When it told me Okada was winning, I was done.
Who did it say won B block for you?
What?
Who did it say won B block?
But wait, before quarter and after quarter? Because I know you changed it. So who did the quarter initially say was winning B block?
Before, I believe it was actually, I don't have it here, but I think it was Tanahashi.
Okay, that's believable. After?
After I made it Kenta.
Okay.
Because they were very close.
Wait, was this before or after I pointed out why Kento couldn't win?
Yes. No. I decided to go with Kenta because I don't think he's going to win. But I think he's going to win his block, and Okada's going to beat him.
Would you like to recreate the conversation I had with you on, what was it, Monday?
Yeah.
Where you were like, yeah, Kenta might win. And I was like, Kenta has the briefcase for a title shot for the US Championship. They're going to give him 2 briefcases. Suzuki's going to win. Suzuki is already the open weight champion. They're not going to get rid of any more title matches for Wrestle Kingdom.
And I believe Scottye just yelled Suzuki after that.
He did. He did in fact yell that. But so far, I'm the only person that's chosen 2 people that might viably win.
Oh, by the way, yeah, who are your chosen?
Mine are Jay White and Sonata. Because I have Sonata beating Evil on the last night.
Yeah. I think I also have Evil beating Sonata. Or Sonata beating Evil, I'm sorry. My B block is actually pretty... I don't know how I got away with only one person having 6 points.
Who?
I don't... Juice, surprisingly.
I think I got Juice with like 10. I really feel like they're gonna push him.
Yeah.
Shingo Takagi got 12 points because anytime I needed somebody, I was like, no, that person's got to lose a match. And the only viable person in every situation was Shingo Takagi. I was like, Ishii, he could lose to Shingo. Jay White, he could lose to Shingo. Ospreay, I just want him to lose to Shingo because I hate him. And then it just kind of kept going from there.
I will say, like, I did all of the flipping and stuff, like, when the spreadsheet came out. And then when the pick'ems released, or like when I looked at the pick'ems and it showed like what every night was, like the schedule.
You did a second round?
No, I just realized how bad I fucked up.
How many points do you have Yujiro getting? I have to know. How many points does Yujiro have?
Not that many, but I don't have the spreadsheet anymore.
He has 0 for me. So like that's what's probably going to kill me is there are 2 people that I have at 0 and 2 points because I was like I can't I can't fathom which one they will lose, but I know it's less enough that by picking wrong, I would be wrong. It's like taking the SAT. If you guess wrong, you're wrong twice. Whereas if this way, I'm only wrong once.
I will say, like, when I was trying to flip for Sonata versus Evil, since y'all mentioned it, I wildly, like, flung my quarter far away.
It laid on its side.
It didn't, but because it flew away, I was like, is that going to be the draw?
Oh, yeah.
Is that going to be... I guess I'm picking this one as a draw. Kenta still wins. I'm going to die.
Yeah. My lowest in Block B, the only one is Juice. In Block A, I've got 4 people with 6 points, and it's Ishii, Shingo, Taichi, and Takahashi. Those are my lowest, and then Suzuki with 14 fucking points.
It's okay. I have Jay with 14. So you got. I had to switch so many things around. I was so glad I had the spreadsheet because I was looking at the points.
The spreadsheet helps so much because you start to realize, like, oh no, I've made an error. But yeah, I've got 12 for Jay and 12 for Okada. So worst comes to worst, I will get something through those.
That is until you realize that Okada had 16 points for me, boys.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't wait. I can't wait because every time there's a release, we're gonna like. I feel like we should update because it'll take like 3 weeks to go through, so we can like have the person be like, "All right, I'm on top," and then the next week, never mind.
Yeah, I think it'll be our cold open. Our cold open through the G1 for the next few weeks is just gonna be like, yeah, shouldn't have fucking bet on Suzuki. He's lost every single match.
Oh, that's gonna be me. Except I'm gonna be like, I did not see Yujiro going on a five match hot streak. That has really fucked me over.
Yeah.
Or when we get to the fucking end of B block, and I'm like, I should have just kept all of those points on Yoshi because he's winning.
Yeah.
I can't believe the quarter didn't lie.
Wait, Scottye, how many points did you give Yoshihashi?
Yoshihashi has 8. Like, I've got 4 people with 8, 4 people with 10, and then 1 12-pointer.
I guess I should have bet more on Yoshihashi because he did just finally get like gold. But at the same time, I didn't think low enough of anyone else in that block to have them lose to Yoshihashi.
That's the difficult thing about this, because like we said, like, it's a banger.
Every year there's somebody that does really poorly. And like there are some people that get like shut out or have like 4 points. And I was like, I know it's these two.
Yeah.
I know, but I don't know by how much.
Because by the time that by the time that my pick'ems, I got to the end and I saw what the last few nights were, I'm like, none of these are going to be decisive for anybody. I have already fucked up at this point if I know wrestling.
I will say, when I go through, I've got a pretty good mental picture of everybody. Like, there are a few, like, Goto, that I'm like, I think I know who Goto is.
Oh, dude, Goto was my spoiler for B Block. I was like, who can...
Oh, really? Like, with Ishii, I'm like, oh, yeah, big motherfucker. Yeah, he'll do great against Cobb. But now I'm realizing I have fucked up because my mental picture for Yoshihashi through this whole tournament was Yoshitatsu, and that's not the same person. Oh no, oh no. I was just like, they got the name Yoshi. It's the same person.
Good. Okay, I like that at least 2 of us think that we fucked up majorly in some way or another. So, Dylan, I hope you enjoy those 5 points.
Hey, bud, Suzuki got 14 points in mine. I know I fucked up, but I gotta die on this hill.
That is fair. Dylan, enjoy your 5 points.
Watch me lose to you and your coin bullshit.
Oh, no. I want Dylan to get 3rd place and just go on the rant of rants of like, how?
No, I don't want to, because Dylan has already said he's going to force the mantle of New Japan expert onto me, and that is something that is a cross I cannot bear. That is a mountain that I cannot climb.
Every week, you have to come with a report on New Japan, but you can't read what actually happened. You just flip a coin, and you're like, well, I guess this is what happened on New Japan this week. All right. What did you boys learn this week? I learned that Yoshihashi and Yoshitatsu are not the same person.
I learned you're racist.
It's not racist, it's namist.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
these people have the same. These people have similar names and they're Japanese. They must be the same person.
I'll be honest, if I had not known and I just saw Takahashi would have a lot more points because I would think it would be Hiromu. And then I looked and went, they got the wrong one. They picked the wrong one for this.
I learned that an Eddie Kingston does shit in the woods, and it becomes Enzo Amore.
Yes. All right, where can people find y'all on the internet?
You can find me at Blake A. Tanner on the Twitter. You can find me at the Darkroom Vidya on YouTube, and you can find me here on the BS Network with all of our lovely podcasts.
And you could find me on Twitter at Scottye Moore, SCOTTYEMO, and you can check out my brand new podcast, Fun Fiction, the show where I take actually pretty good movies and make worse fan fiction out of them. If you've been around a while, you know this used to be a show, and then I rebooted it with my friend Megan Danger. We just released an episode talking about My Immortal, the very shitty Harry Potter fanfic. So you can check that out and all the other programming at aloadofpurebs.com.
Special thanks to Mega Ran for our theme song, Fighters. Thank you, Mega Ran. We thank you with all of our hearts. Salute to Mega Ran.
Champion salute. And as always, you can find us at aloadofpurebs.com. Step up to the merch table at merch.aloadofpurebs.com. Find us on Facebook, donate to the Patreon, subscribe on YouTube, and remember to follow us on Twitter at FightBoyShowZSJ. Because when you're a fight boy for life.